The restaurant was buzzing with the chatter of the elite. Crystal chandeliers sparkled and waiters in crisp uniforms moved swiftly. In a corner, an old man in tattered clothes sat quietly, his eyes scanning the menu with hesitation. The waiter smirked, tapping his notepad impatiently. "Sir, this is a fine dining restaurant. If you can't afford it, I suggest you leave." A soft chuckle spread among the guests nearby. Suddenly, the door opened, and a man in a plain black t-shirt and jeans walked in. His steps were calm, but the moment people recognized him, whispers filled the room. It was Keanu Reeves. He looked around, his gaze locking on the scene unfolding before him. "Where are you watching this from? Let me know in the comments. If you love inspiring stories, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more amazing content. Now, let's continue." The old man lowered his head in embarrassment, gripping the menu tightly. The waiter sighed, rolling his eyes. "Sir, we have a strict policy. If you're not ordering, you need to leave." The old man hesitated, but before he could speak, Keanu stepped forward. "Excuse me, is there a problem?" The waiter turned, his annoyance fading into shock as he realized who was standing before him. Mr. Reeves," he stammered. Keanu's expression remained unreadable. "This gentleman is with me. Please bring us your best dishes." The entire restaurant fell silent. The waiter's face turned pale as he scurried away. The old man looked at Keanu with disbelief. Why would you do this for me?" Keanu smiled. "Because no one deserves to be treated like that." Plates of gourmet food arrived at their table. The old man hesitated before taking a bite, his eyes welling up. The guests around them watched in silence. Some looked guilty, others intrigued. The waiter, now nervous, stood at a distance, watching. "Sir, I apologize for the misunderstanding," he muttered, trying to save face. Keanu glanced at him. "A misunderstanding? Treating someone unfairly is not a misunderstanding. It's a choice." The waiter swallowed hard, knowing there was no excuse. The restaurant manager rushed over, forcing a smile. "Mr. Reeves, please, allow us to cover your meal as an apology." Keanu shook his head. "No need, but I do have a request." The manager nodded eagerly. "Anything, sir." Keanu leaned forward. "I want you to train your staff to treat everyone with respect, whether they wear a suit or torn clothes." The manager nodded quickly, glancing at the waiter, who was now looking at the floor. Keanu turned back to the old man. "Enjoy your meal. Take your time." The old man's hands trembled as he held his fork. "No one has ever stood up for me like this before," he whispered. Keanu simply smiled. Everyone deserves dignity. The people around them, once amused by the waiter's actions, now looked at Keanu with admiration. The atmosphere had shifted. As Keanu finished his meal, he placed a thick envelope on the table and pushed it toward the old man. "This is for you. No questions, just a fresh start." The old man gasped, his lips quivering. "I can't accept this." Keanu placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "You can, and you will." The waiter, who had insulted him earlier, now stood frozen. Keanu turned to him one last time. "Never judge someone by their appearance. You never know who they are or what they've been through." With that, Keanu stood up and walked toward the exit. The restaurant remained silent as he left, his presence leaving behind a lesson they would never forget. If this story inspired you, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an uplifting story. See you in the next one.